Hi there, I'm Alex D. Well, it's been a while since I last made any video of any kind of a Let's Play, or in this case a Let's Mod. I figured while I'll still have time and opportunity to do so, I might as well. Uh, and yeah, I probably will rant a lot about the current political situation. So yeah, if you don't like politics, if you're outside of politics or whatever, you might as well just stop watching now, because I will not guarantee that I will not go ranting about the war, the mobilization, and all of that. So yeah, I will guarantee that I will absolutely rant about it. So yeah. Maybe you'll just watch the video without sound, but then again, why even bother at that point? No, this is not a 300 subscriber special. I don't have any kind of time for special events. My plans basically all went down the crapper when everything happened in 24th of February. Yeah, while I was still working at a Soldier of Fortune company before its bankruptcy, the thing is, we have already made schedules of our week offs. I'm not sure how to say that in English, and I cannot be asked to actually check that in the internet, so whatever. Anyway, I chose my holidays on the last week of March, so that I would have some extra time to prepare something funny and cool for the for the 1st of April, for the April Fools. Some kind of funny, quirky mod of some kind. I don't know. Yeah, of course, as they say, if you want to make the god laugh, tell him about your plans. So yeah, I didn't even remember that I wanted to make some funny kind of mod for the 1st of April. I was absolutely smashed in every way imaginable. I mean, yeah, that one fateful, whatever the word is I'm looking for, that one morning was basically I read a message from my Canadian friend that if he was asking if everything was okay, and whether I'm drafted or not, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? This is insane. This is some kind of bullshit. What's this cannot be happening. This cannot possibly be happening. This is some kind of, I don't know, muscle flexing on a grand scale, and that's not the real invasion. That it cannot possibly be a full-on invasion. It was a full-on invasion. We were all wrong. We were terribly mistaken. The world changed forever that one morning. I was riding a metro train to my working place, and I was reading the news. I was completely white, as was everyone else in the car I was riding in. They were also looking at each other. They were completely shocked. They didn't even know what to think of any of that. And yeah, everyone's world collapsed, twisted, shifted, whatever. Well, the next day, the propaganda already filled most of those people with their lies anyway, so everything was suddenly alright, including my colleagues that told me that I don't have enough patriotism or whatever, and I need to understand that we had no choice or whatever, or yeah, of course, yeah. So, me, well, at least I used to have my old relatives living in Ukraine, so I visited them when I was a kid, and you know, the thing is, there is a possibility that right now the boys I played in a playground in St. Petersburg are now shooting and bombing the boys and girls of Kremenchuk that I played in Kremenchug playgrounds with. So how do you think I feel about that? Yeah. And it's well, my position about this entire situation is not it's not just because I have like relatives, friends, or whatever in Ukraine. It's basically because I'm actually a decent person that doesn't find war based or doesn't believe in any kind of lies ever since, I don't know, ever since school. Probably when I kind of hit a certain age, I was well, I might not have been interested in politics, like whatever happened with the Georgian war in 2008. We found it hilariously funny that how Mikhail Saakashvili ate his tie, and yeah, it was a majestic meme, of course. As we were kids, we were like I was 13, so yeah, that was a big funny, and we had absolutely no idea what was actually happening, why, for what reason, and being that young, of course, we couldn't be actually, well, told, explained, all of that, so it didn't basically matter. As we matured, however, we began to understand that our government basically tells no truth at any point whatsoever. It continues to turn the nuts, you know, to ban independent media, to bust into every HQ Navalny's company had, and whatever else, and it was all going to end up like this in the end, so it did, as you can see. So yeah, this fascist, this police state is, well, it's exactly it was getting there steadily. It has a stability of a terminal velocity of a free fall, you know. So yeah, we are currently not just free falling, we engaged some kind of rocket thrusters, and we're just diving straight into hell at this point with the partial mobilization. I think that's how it's pronounced anyway. This is the third time we're having any kind of official mobilization anyway. The first one was the First World War, the second was the Second World War, or the Great Patriotic, as we call it, because, you know, we didn't participate in the Second World War because it started in 39, and during that time, before 41, the Soviet Union did nothing whatsoever. It did not absolutely invade Poland alongside Germany, or something like that. Of course, it never happened. Yeah. Nothing to do with the Finns or whatever, so yeah, we never participated in the Second World War, technically speaking. So at any rate, even the Afghan war did not have an official mobilization, and Russia already lost more than in Afghan already. Yeah. At this point, I just don't have the smarts. I don't have the kind of money to escape to some different country or whatever. So my current plan is basically to dodge the notices they are sending my way. The thing is, I have to receive it, I have to sign it, and then I have to go to a recruitment center. So far, they have been not bothering me, but I have all the chances because I'm a tank driver. And if Russia still has any T-72 tanks, they might need my combat experience. Despite what our officials say about the drafted are going to be like, we need those with combat experience firsthand, but the thing is, they have plans. They mobilize everyone. Just doesn't matter how many children you have, doesn't matter how many legs you have remaining, whether you have any kind of old man sicknesses of any kind, maybe you're blind, have Parkinson's or whatever. It just doesn't matter. The recruitment centers have plans. They need numbers. For them, you are a single digit, a single French fry, you know, if you know the meme. If you don't, good for you, because it's terrible. Yeah, and the question is, if this is just a genius special operation, why the mobilization? What happened to the actual contract army? What happened to the now officially accepted, I don't know, PMC, Wagner? What's the point of mobilizing pretty much the entire country, even if it's called partial? It's not. There is no such thing as partial mobilization, and yeah, that's those are all just signs of that things aren't exactly going great for us, for Russia, you know. For me, things aren't going great because I'm not scared of being mobilized. I'm terrified, and it's not because I don't want to die. Well, that as well. I would rather not to, because, well, when I die, everything else kind of loses its relevance from my perspective. I mean, when I'm dead, I do not care how am I going to be buried or whatever, or what happens after me. It just won't matter for me since I'm dead. So yeah, not just that. I do not want to be forced to participate in any kind of criminal activities, because, as you know, this war is unjustified, like any other basically, but this one in particular, this is a invasion of conquer and genocide, basically, because people are getting kidnapped and moved to Russia against their will. Children in occupied territories are taught Russian, that they were never Ukrainian. You must forget that you ever were Ukrainian. Ukrainian is not a real nation. Ukraine was invented by Lenin or whatever. They basically erase their identity. So if that's not genocide, then what is? Yeah, well, the thing is, yeah, if I end up in Ukraine one way or another, I basically am a combatant, a war criminal by default, an orc, you know. I don't want to be one of them. I absolutely have no intention to shoot, blow up, or otherwise damage anything Ukrainian, be it homes, roads, bridges, people. I'm a pacifist by nature, despite, well, what you see on screen right now and what I'm usually working with. Yeah, I have a passion for firearms, from their mechanics, looks, and everything that's a sub-product of it, basically. Probably the smell of gunpowder too, because yeah, it's actually pretty cool. The thing is, I would never want to raise a weapon at a human being or at any living being, basically. So yeah, I'm also not an adept of hunting or whatever, but yeah, I would actually like everyone to be able to have a weapon for self-defense. I'd like a rifle right now because, yeah, you never know when they come for me. Because, yeah, when you're not interested in politics, the politics are interested in you. For them, you're just a statistic. You're nothing. You're not a human being with their own dreams, hopes, and all of that. You're just a piece of cannon fodder. Yep. So yeah, naturally, of course, that's a basic instinct. I don't want to die, but I also don't want to kill, and that kind of overrides anything else. If I absolutely have to get shot for refusing to shoot at Ukrainians, so be it. But we'll have to avoid it, because that's basically also kind of pretty low on my priority list, you know, being shot or imprisoned or whatever. So yeah, call me a coward if you want. Dislike this video if you absolutely intend to, because I'm not based, because I'm not brave enough, or whatever. My thing is that, well, people should basically live in peace and not be doing this kind of stuff, you know, killing each other for some territorial questions or genocide or whatever, dreaming of how big Russia was in like several hundred years before. It's you know, I kind of feel like I'm becoming a separatist, because yeah, seeing how large this Russian Federation is, it makes me wish for it to actually be separated in several independent republics, because yeah, you know, they have enough identity and resources probably to be actual independent sovereign states of Eastern Europe or Asia, because you know, Russia is that big. Republics like Dagestan, Tatarstan, Chechnya, Yakutia, Buryatia, Karelia, some other regions as well, but yeah, they're better off being a smaller state which is controlled by I don't know, a parliament or whatever, which look after this piece of land rather than having one president, Tsar, basically, which is trying to look after this piece of land. So far it didn't quite work well, because yeah, we have like 3 or so cities that are okay for European standards. Everything else is a fucking shithole, basically. Not like it's completely terrible and lifeless, but the contrast is jarring. Even if you basically move from a city to a suburb, and it's just like, where did I just end up in? It's like a different world completely. So yeah. So I've been quite active with my modding recently, because you know, since Huilo announced this partial mobilization, I decided to just finish some of my more exciting whips in my opinion. So I basically, yeah, I just looked through my models folder, found some interesting things, made a list of it, and released the first ones I had on my mind, had on my schedule of sorts right now. So yeah, since Danny released his Mosin sniper rifle, which has its scope mounted on a rail that replaces the rear sight, and it has a straight bolt handle, which means, yeah, it basically is a non-sniper version, and it also reloads by single rounds, which makes it possible to be converted to a pump action shotgun slot, which I've been requested for a while. I've tried to do that with you know, other Mosin animations. It didn't quite work out as well as it did on my previous experiments with the Springfield animation from Counter-Strike Online 2. So yeah, might as well, since those are 20 minutes of me doing nothing but ranting and yeah, being pensionally terrified of the terrible things that are happening in the world right now, I'll just cut the video over here and see you in the next one.